back. And we'll take your calls. That number again is 740-851-3088. When we continue to work through finances and different things, we'll probably set up an 800 number. We're looking at a couple of conference call numbers or something like that we can use that are free, or actually just set up an 800 number. We haven't made a decision yet on what we're going to do. All depends on how this goes. We might just keep our local number. We are talking about a woman that makes a brave decision, a sacrifice in today's society, as it would be called, an inconvenient truth of being raped by 8 men. So that means you have no clue which one it was unless you had DNA testing or something. And conceives a baby through a rape. Makes a decision to go ahead and have this child. Many, many, many years later, meets up with the child and gets involved in ministry and different things. Let's look at Philippians 4:13. A lot of you guys are familiar with it. Miranda will type it in there. I am ready for anything through the strength of the one who lives within me. Now, we made a video series, a life and death video series, and it's on the live stream here. We walked through, I posted it on here, and we walked through a gravesite in Waverly, Ohio, and Miranda shares the deaths. We've had like 7-8 deaths this year, and we talk about how through life and death, you can't have Christ. You can't have anything without Christ when you deal with death. You can't really get very far dealing with a rape from 8 people without Christ. Yeah, there's people out there, I'll have to admit, that pull up their bootstraps and move forward, and they go on and do their own thing. But for those that aren't Christian, and even some of those, and most of the people that are Christian, notice that there's just something missing in people's lives. And it's a lot easier. And it's there's studies and statistics out there that say, okay, if you have a relationship with God, your kids are better in school. If you have both parents in a relationship with God, the kid turns out and the relationship seems to last longer. It's not so much divorce and everything. So there's tons of things out there that prove and point in the direction that with Christ you actually can do all things. So it's not just Jeremy Miranda saying this. It's not just something that a person wrote in a long time ago. This is current in today. You can look these things up. I thank God for the different things that happen, and I'll paraphrase a Bible verse, and I don't have it in front of me right now, but there's one, it's a couple I'm going to merge together, so that's why I didn't prepare this, because this just hit me right now. But God wants to use the circumstances that come in your life, the mountains and valleys called your life, to transform not only yourself, but transform those that are in your life. There are people that use this statement. I have a friend who is a photographer, says this. He calls me and he said, how's your world? He's not a Christian. He's like, how's your world? He doesn't ask me how I'm doing. What's going on? He says, how's your world? And I ask you this today. How is your world? What's going on with you today? How are you being affected? What are the directions and things tugging and pulling the heartstrings that are coming undone of your heart? What's really going on? I really like that song by Demon Hunter, Heartstring Come Undone, because it fits. It fits with the things that are going on in this world. We try and keep this show relative to what's going on in society. Like I said, this next story we'll be sharing in a little bit, it's pretty close to home. It's only she's only an hour away. Yeah. And do you have anything that you would like to add, Miranda, on that? Any more verses or anything?
No, I think we've got everything. We can move on and we can share about Rivka.
All right, I'll close with this one verse then on this, and then we'll transition. 2 Corinthians. Chapter 1, verses 9 and 10. We expected to die. But as a result, we learn not to rely on ourselves, but on God who can raise the dead. And He did deliver us from mortal danger. And we are confident that He will continue to deliver us. Randy, you want to get the audio clip ready for the transition here? We're probably going to take a quick break here because we have a few audio clips that we want to share with you about Rivka. We have Rivka. We have her personal testimony, and we have a clip about what's going on during the trial, and we'll also give you an update from the courtroom on what's going on from the trial. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back with breaking news on Rivka Berry returning to Ohio.